We are back at Madison Square Garden getting set for the Rangers and the Winnipeg Jets. And here come the Rangers taking the ice. They're jumping out on the ice. They can't wait to hit the ice. They are fresh and ready to go, and looking forward to getting back into action, and a lot of action coming up in the month of November. The Rangers are in a good stretch right now where they've won 4 of their last 5. But Winnipeg also 3-1-1 in their last 5. And on this trip east, beat the Islanders, lost to the Devils in a shootout, and now play the Rangers tonight and go to Chicago tomorrow. Here's our Audi goaltending matchup. Henrik Lundqvist, 5-3 overall. You see the 3.25, 891. But over the last 5 games, 4-1, 2.16 goals against average, and a 929 save percentage.
That's more like it.
Yeah, that's more like him. This man, Andrei Pavlik from the Czech Republic, big goaltender, tough to beat. And comes off a game in which he gave up 1 goal against the New Jersey Devils, and that was late in the 3rd period.
He's played well for Winnipeg. Winnipeg's a team that's having trouble scoring.
And he is one of 2 goaltenders in the NHL that has played in every one of his team's games this season. So he's a workhorse. We're getting set on the ice. The head coach, Alain Vigneault, is ready. We are ready for the singing of the Canadian and American national anthems. Let's go to public address announcer Joe Tolleson.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthems. Tonight's colors are presented by the Canadian Detachment Eastern Air Defense Sector and the United States Air Force. And now, here to sing "O Canada" and the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome a 12-year-old finalist from Season 9 of America's Got Talent, Quintavious Johnson.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
Nicely done by Quintavious Johnson.
Wow. Got to see him in concert.
Doing both anthems.
That was good.
Closed captioning, as always, presented by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. There's the head man in his first full year as head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, Paul Maurice, who went to the Stanley Cup Finals with the Carolina Hurricanes in 2002, has coached the Toronto Maple Leafs, and now back with the Winnipeg Jets.
It's amazing how long he's been around, isn't it? He was a head coach in this league when he was 28 years old. He's been around for 20 years, over 1,100 games coached.
And there's your former defensive partner. He's been around for a while, too.
Yeah.
Alain Vigneault.
We didn't help each other much at all. Our careers ended early. He sure turned into a good coach, though.
Yes,
I'll tell you that. He knows how to coach.
And still looking for those combinations that we talked about. Rangers open up with Dominic Moore, centering Lee Stempniak on the right, Carl Hagelin on the left, Mark Stahl and Dan Girardi on defense. Here comes Hagelin around the net. The pass intercepted and brought out by Andrew Ladd, the captain of the Winnipeg Jets, with a long shot that's gloved up high by Lundqvist.
Oh, Sam, the Rangers get the puck in, and what a pass from Dominic Moore. There's Hagelin who goes in. Now, Dominic Moore behind the net. Watch the spinorama. He knows exactly who's in front of the net, Lee Stempniak. And Stempniak has to take the pass off his skate and then just can't reach it with his stick. Gorgeous pass.
The starting lineups are brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. And the lineups coming in at the top of your screen. Meanwhile, Matt Zuccarello carries out that line that we talked about. Brassard in the middle, Nash on the left, Zuccarello on the right. On the ice, there's McDonough and Klein on defense. Actually, Dan Girardi has stayed on as McDonough has joined him. So we're seeing an early rotation of the top three Rangers defensemen.
I think we're going to see a lot of combinations on defense in this game for the Rangers.
With John Moore out, Michael Koska is dressed and on defense. We wear number 4. Matt Hunwick still in the lineup. Dan Boyle has started skating. He's been skating the last 4 days. He has the broken hand and is waiting for clearance.
Well, what a defensive play by Girardi. In front of his own net, diving to block the pass.
Duclair's pass was blocked. Rangers have Duclair and Kreider on the wings with Martin St. Louis, the center on this line. Lifted out. And on defense here, Stahl and Hunwick, the defensive pair, with Hunwick on the right, Stahl on the left. Rangers offside on the play. Kreider ahead of the play.
Yeah, Winnipeg used kind of a stretch play, and they put somebody up behind McDonough. So here they come now. This is Andrew Ladd. Here comes the play by Girardi. Beautiful read of when to release from his side. You can see McDonough coming back the other way, and Girardi just reading it so well. Comes across and makes the defensive play.
Postner's pass out. Bufflin is on the ice. Big number 33. Rangers have Hunwick and Koska paired on defense. Hunwick has moved over to the left side. Rangers up front have Chris Mueller with Kevin Hayes, number 13, and Tanner Glass, number 15. 13, 14, and 15 on the ice for the Rangers. Shot by Bufflin way wide off the glass and out of play. 2:12 gone by. Born in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Dustin Bufflin.
Yeah, but grew up in northern Minnesota. The newly married Dustin Bufflin got married this summer. A girl he met back when he was playing junior hockey. So he's better physical condition. His weight is down. He's such a big guy. He's got so much talent that, and they're using him kind of as a hybrid player on this team, playing both forward and defense.
Face-off win. Back to Jacob Trouba, number 8. Sent down into the corner for Chris Thorburn. Thorburn, number 22. TJ Gagliardi, one-time Colorado Avalanche
We talk about a team having trouble scoring. This fourth line for Winnipeg does not have a point.
No. Gagliotti, number 21, and Slater, number 19. Back the other way. Duclair with speed around the net. Takes a hit from Slater. Puck out to Kevin Klein. Down low to Duclair. He turns. His pass intended for Kreider, tipped away. McDonough for Kreider, by him around to Duclair. Duclair checked by Slater. Kreider checked by Mark Stewart. Trouba moves it for Winnipeg. Thorburn pressed by McDonough, forced back. And now Stewart, one-time Boston Bruin, fires it ahead. Stopped by Girardi. Both teams changing. Here comes Zuccarello. Makes a hard hit from Trouba.
He's a good young player, Trouba.
Yes, he is.
10 goals last year. He's only 20 years of age, but he plays the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Wheeler moves in. Wheeler against Stahl. Good job with the stick by Mark Stahl. Wheeler went sliding across. Out to Zach Bogosian, whose shot was tipped wide. Bogosian was waiting for his family to come in by train from Albany.
They ended up in Brooklyn. They missed the train. They ended up in Brooklyn. But they're here for the game.
That's important.
They take a 4-hour drive, Sam, to Albany, and then they take the train, and then they go back after the game and drive home. And they get back sometime in the wee hours of the morning.
Hey, anything to go see your son play, right? An NHL game. Toby Enstrom sends it in, goes by Lundqvist. Stempniak missed it. Played there by Perreault, in deep for Lowry. And that familiar name Lowry is the son of former NHLer Dave Lowry. We'll get into that in a minute. First, we want to tell you that Monday night on MSG, it's the Rangers and the St. Louis Blues, who've won 3 in a row. Live coverage gets underway at 6:30 with Visa Rangers Game Night with Al Trotwig. Rangers and the Blues Monday night right here on MSG Network.
Yeah, they're playing tonight. They shut out Anaheim 2-0 without TJ Oshie in the lineup and David Backes.
Backes
out
should
too.
be back tonight.
Okay.
I believe he's in, yes.
Yes, he is. Both have concussion problems.
Puck around the boards. Played there by Dominic Moore. Shot by Hunwick, went off the leg of Postma. Stempniak got to it on the line, able to keep in. Rangers doing a good job. Chipped off the boards. And Stempniak came over, was
There's
taken
the
down by Bufflin.
Yeah.
Tripping call on Dustin Bufflin. Rangers get their first power play of the game. They haven't had many power play chances, just 7 in the last 4 games.
They've had the fewest power play chances in all of the National Hockey League, have the Rangers. And you see Bufflin with the stick first, and then his right skate takes the left skate of Stempniak out. Down he goes. And so the Rangers with an early chance to take a lead.
Paul Maurice checks his bench. Bufflin for tripping at 4:48. Rangers have scored power play goals in only 1 game this season. That was at New Jersey. Stempniak lost control, gets it back for Girardi, and it's out of the zone.
Clean face-off win for Mueller.
This Rangers power play is presented by Volkswagen with Marty St. Louis, Chris Mueller, and Chris Kreider up front. Lee Stempniak and Dan Girardi playing the points. Kreider back for Girardi in deep. That's deflected on goal, and Pavlik able to cover in the crease. Paul Maurice's team has given up 6 power play goals over the last 6 games, with power play goals in 5 of the 6. McDonough and Hunwick have come on for the Rangers to play the points. Zuccarello, Brassard, and Nash up front. Nash goes for the puck. It's driven up the board. Stopped by McDonough. Puts it in the corner. Zuccarello checked by Enstrom. Hunwick moving. Brassard looking. Pass across. And the shot was blocked. Enstrom blocked the shot.
Well, what a play. That was an accidental block. It just happened to hit his leg.
Wheeler in deep. And the Rangers take it away. Hunwick leads Brassard out of the zone. Brassard across with Zuccarello to the right. Nash left. That was blocked by Bogosian. Played by Scheifele. Out of the zone it goes. 50 seconds remaining in the Rangers power play. McDonough with a puck. St. Louis has come on. Mueller is back on. Girardi back on. McDonough fires in. Kreider also back on for the Rangers. Puck knocked away by Kreider to Girardi. Pass in front, missed by Mueller. McDonough feeds St. Louis. Back to McDonough. Now to Mueller. One-timer goes wide. McDonough gets over to keep it in. Deep to Kreider. Mueller is in front. Kreider moves out. Save, Pavlik. Girardi shoots. Blocked. Looked like Slater blocked it.
But Pavlik was
Shot by Mueller high off the glass. St. Louis behind the net. Kreider's in front. Off the side of the net it goes. 5 seconds left in the power play. Another penalty upcoming on Winnipeg. The puck missed by Girardi. Tipped in. Long shot tipped wide. Around the glass it goes. Rangers have an extra skater on. And it's whistled down as the touch is made. 6:56 gone by in the first. Another power play coming up for the Rangers.
Rangers right back on the power play. Jimmy Slater in the box for tripping. You'll see him. There's Kreider right in the middle of the screen, and there's Slater. Stick between the legs. Down goes Kreider. Off goes Slater. And meanwhile, just prior to that, what a chance. Beautiful setup by Brassard. Zuccarello takes his shot. Toby Enstrom facing the other way, and it hits him in the leg. And you can see that gaping net in front of him. And then Kreider later on. He didn't see much power play time last time. Gets a shot there as Marty St. Louis was taken down and slides into Andre Pavlik.
Slater for tripping at 6:54. This Rangers power play brought to you by Volkswagen. Zuccarello, Brassard, and Nash up front. McDonough and Hunwick at the points. Nash with the puck. No score in the game. A little over 7 minutes gone by in the first period. McDonough to Nash. Hopped over his stick. Mark Stewart trying to play it. Andrew Ladd clears it. McDonough comes back to get it. And heads up ice. Hunwick to the right. He goes left to Zuccarello. Brassard has it. Brassard, nice move to beat Enstrom. Turns back. Feeds Hunwick. Back to Brassard. Moves in. Pass down low Zuccarello. That pass intended for Nash was deflected away. McDonough. Heads up ice slowly as the Rangers start to change. Girardi lifts it across into the corner. Zuccarello after it, but Bogosian drives it down the ice.
I think this line needs to change for the Rangers. Kind of out of energy. They dumped the puck in and not much energy to get in and force Bogosian, who easily cleared it.
Stempniak carries the puck. Girardi back to Stempniak. He's in. The shot, a save. The rebound all the way out to St. Louis. Girardi shoots. Glove save. Pavlik, he's got it.
Pavlik's off to a good start in this game. He's made some good saves. He's off to a good start this season. He's not getting much goal support. And the Ranger power play, just 2 power play goals on the season. And it doesn't look like they've struggled the way they moved the puck around.
John Giannone's between the benches. What's happening, John?
Yeah, guys, Marty St. Louis having a problem with his skates. He's tried to fix them all period. There's another pair of skates waiting for him after this power play.
A giveaway by Girardi. It's brought out by Brian Little for Winnipeg. Little holds. And Winnipeg shorthanded. Good job by Little. Now Girardi with 20 seconds to go in the power play for Kreider. Tipped across to St. Louis. He's shoved by Stewart. Rangers regroup. Lead for Kreider. Too far. And it's cleared down the ice. And the Rangers continue their struggles on the power play. This one is over. Rangers 0 for 2 on the power play in the game. No score. 9 minutes gone by first period. Dominic Moore was stopped by Zach Bogosian. A giveaway to St. Louis. The puck in front. Scramble on. Puck still loose. And Scheifele able to bring it out. Vander Kane back to Mark Scheifele. Stall on him. The shot deflected. Knocked away by Lundqvist. Hit by Scheifele. Rangers bring the puck out. Long pass intended for Hagelin. He's got it. Hagelin looks. The back pass out of the zone. Stall up ahead. And Dominic Moore sends it in. Well, Hagelin is flying out there. He's the first one to every puck when he's on the ice. Postma back for it for Winnipeg. Rangers 6 shots on goal. Winnipeg 3 as we come down to the midway point first period. Puck kept in by Perreault. Intercepted by McDonough. Played there by Adam Lowry, number 17. This is his 11th game in the National Hockey League, a third-round draft pick. Father Dave played for St. Louis, Calgary, and the Florida Panthers.
The proud dad. I talked to him today before the game. He's the head coach for Victoria up in the Western Hockey League. He played over 1,000 games in the National Hockey League, Dave Lowry. Real
Good,
solid player. Yep.
Absolutely.
Third, fourth line player, killed penalties, good checker.
Helped Florida reach the Stanley Cup final in 1996. 9:27 to go in the first period. Marty St. Louis needs new skates. Good job by John Giannone to get them for him.
John Giannone back at the Garden right next to me. Marty St. Louis making sure both of those skates are back on again. He did switch them out during the break. Sam, I didn't provide them for him. Billy Souther did. He's the assistant equipment manager. Cass Marks ran them over, and he did it during the break. You know how hard it is to take skates on and off during a game? Marty St. Louis has it done. We've got Matt Hunwick in studio during our first intermission with Al, and you can tweet your questions to him. Use the hashtag NYR, and we will have plenty of analysis of the first period as well, guys.
Well, I know if Billy wouldn't have done it, you would have, John. You were ready. I know that.
I can't get out of here, Sam. I'm trapped.
We'll look forward to what's coming up between periods. Thanks, John. And we'll look forward to John's reports from between the benches throughout the evening. Stempniak, Moore, and Hagelin the line for the Rangers. No score in the game. McDonough breaks up that play in the neutral zone. Trouba back to Mark Stewart. All the way across, Michael Folique. Winnipeg Jets team. Talking to Paul Maurice today, and he's telling us he really likes this team with good size. He thinks this team has got a good chance to do some real good things this season.
Well, when we asked him what's the best thing you like about your team, he says, you know what, they come to work every day.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier, they're having trouble scoring goals for just 20 in their first 10 games. It's a hard-working team that has that size. You got to work to beat them.
And there's talent in this lineup, Joe. They have 7 players. Here's Wheeler moving in. He's one of them who were drafted in the top 10 in the drafts they were in. As high as number 3 with Zach Bogosian. And Jacob Trouba was a number 9 in 2012. So there's some talented players on this team. Evander Kane is one of them.
Yeah, boy, that's a hard hit. That's a hard hit by Kane. I think it's McDonough that's down on the ice. I think.
And you're right about that, yes.
McDonough handled the puck and tried to make him move back to his right. And Evander Kane, who is a hard-hitting winger, anticipated that move, and just as soon as he turned, made contact with him. And now Kane having words with some of the Ranger players on the bench, and boy, oh boy. Rangers are already down. Klein is out of the line. Here it is again. Watch him go back to his right, tries to make the move, and then he's at an awkward angle, so he goes in left shoulder first into the boards, and oh boy.
That doesn't look good.
That does not look good.
So McDonough goes to the locker room.
Watch him turn, and then he'll get hit. The left shoulder goes right into the board. Turn, bang. That's a hard hit. And let's hope Ryan McDonough is okay. Did you say Klein was back?
Klein? No,
he got
I did
hit
not
with a
see
shot.
Klein come back.
I counted 19 players, and now with McDonough out of there, that's 18 of the 20 that started.
We'll see how the pairs are worked. Right now it's Girardi with Hunwick on the ice. And the man who handles the defense, Sol Samuelson, the Rangers assistant coach.
He might have
a lot of work to do.
He might have to play.
You might be right.
He's just about in as good a condition as anybody. He works out twice a day on the road.
Penalty upcoming on the Rangers. And they will be shorthanded for the first time in the game with 7:52 to go here in the first period. Rangers haven't given up much, but Brassard is called for tripping in the offensive zone.
Brassard, here's Scheifele that makes the move, and that's an easy call for the officials. Went for the puck. Scheifele made a good move. stick on skates, tripping.
And we have a new official tonight, a first-year official, TJ Luxmore, with Kevin Pollock, the referees tonight. Enstrom and Bufflin. Winnipeg, similar to the Rangers, they have had trouble on the power play. Saved by Lundqvist. Good job by Stahl on Brian Little. Shot by Bufflin. Saved by Lundqvist. Oh, Bufflin's the shooting machine. And the Rangers able to clear.
Yeah, Bufflin's had a lot of good games here. And again, he's a wing at 5-on-5. Point man on the power play. And point man 4-on-4. You better stay close to him. He doesn't hesitate to shoot.
Rangers had Stahl and Girardi on the ice with Nash and Tanner Glass. Here's Bufflin. Now it's Matthew Perreault. Pass across. It's through to Enstrom. His pass was blocked by Glass. Glass checked by Little. Girardi bumped along the boards by Ladd. Little fell down, swings it around the boards. Over comes Bufflin, but couldn't get there in time. Nash with a good clear.
And Little went down to the ice. He was slow to get up for Winnipeg.
50 seconds to go in the Winnipeg power play. 6:40 to go in the first. No score in the game. Toby Enstrom drops it off. The pass across. Rangers take it away. Good job of clearing by Kevin Hayes, getting penalty killing time. It's some responsibility for the youngster who was a healthy scratch in the last game.
Well, all the pressure's on the defense now, Sam. I mean, the Rangers down to 4 defensemen. Costa and Hunwick, 2 players that were fighting for the number 7 spot on the team in camp.
Rangers are offside, but they've done a good job on this penalty kill with 18 seconds remaining in the man advantage.
Again, they get relegated to numbers 3 and 4. And again,
Right.
those were 2 that were just trying to make the team as the 7th defenseman in training camp, but because of the injuries, the suspension, 2 players out here in the first period, McDonough and Klein. And here you go. Go get them, kids.
Go play. You want playing time?
Yeah,
Here it is. Here's all you can use and all you can handle.
They're really not kids. They've been around for a while,
right.
but you know what? Not too much experience.
Giveaway by Winnipeg, then it's taken back by Mark Scheifele. Scheifele to Kane, back for Scheifele. On him, Girardi. Stahl comes over with a hit. And the Rangers take it. Moore clears it out of the penalty box. Brassard. 2 shots on goal on that Winnipeg power play. 5:40 to go in the first. No score in the game. Rangers without 2 defensemen. Both back in the locker room. Kevin Klein was hit in the ankle with a shot. And Ryan McDonough took a hard hit from Evander Kane and went hard into the boards. Played into the Rangers bench by Jim Slater. Play stops. 5:19 to go. First period. Rangers, Winnipeg Jets, no score.
Well, this has been a tough first period. No score. Shots are 6-5 favoring the Rangers, but here's where it's been difficult. Watch right side of your screen. Kevin Klein blocks the shot with his left foot. That hurts. He limps off the ice and ended up going to the Ranger locker room. And then this. McDonough handles it, tries to make a little move. And Evander Kane comes in with a hard hit. Left shoulder right into the boards. And watch the skates of Kane here. As Stahl is pushing him, now he steps on the left shoulder. Lucky that those skates didn't slice something.
Ryan McDonough injured that left shoulder late last season in Vancouver.
He had to be helped from the ice, and now Ulf Samuelsson has 4 defensemen to juggle.
He's got Hunwick and Koska on the ice now. Rangers have St. Louis with Duclair and Kreider up front. No score in the game. Rangers 6 shots on goal. Winnipeg 5. An icing whistled against the Jets tonight on MSG. Join Al Trotwig and a new cast for him. Mike Bossy, Steve Valiquette, and E.J. Raddick. As they go around the NHL, check out the local hockey scene. They've got it all on Hockey Night Live right after the game here on MSG. Welcome to Steve Valiquette, former Rangers goaltender. Sharp angle shot saved by Hunwick. Welcome to Mike Bossy.
Mike Bossy, Hall of Famer.
E.J. Raddick, he's been a staple around here for a couple of years.
He's all over the place, E.J. Good man. He does good work, E.J.
That's a show
Works
that
hard.
keeps you up to date on what's going on around the NHL. Hockey Night Live, it's coming up next after the conclusion of tonight's game.
You know, Sam, you look at this lineup and it makes you think who on the Rangers as a forward might be able to help out on defense. I mean, this is tough. This could be a tough goal for a defenseman.
Hagelin around the net, wraparound try, blocked by Pavlik. Enstrom in the corner, Stempniak takes it away. Marty works it down the boards. Any thoughts, Joe?
Well, you know, Marty St. Louis tells the coach he can play everywhere, right? He volunteers, so he'll probably volunteer on the bench to go back on defense.
Zach Bogosian fires out to Brian Little. Now Michael Foley. That's blocked. Good play by Stempniak. The turnaround shot was blocked. Girardi chips it ahead. Hagelin gets it out of the zone.
Sam, the other problem is, again, they're playing against this Winnipeg team that's big and strong and likes to hit on the forecheck. And I'm sure their coach is telling them, keep wearing them down, wear them down.
Girardi, good play to get it to Brassard. And Zuccarello back for Brassard. It's by him. And it's an icing whistle against the Rangers. 4:07 to go here in the first period.
And these types of situations makes it even that much more difficult because the Rangers defense, and I'm sure Ulf Samuelson's telling them, take short shifts. Now they wanted to make a change, but they iced the puck. So those two defense that were on the ice have to stay.
Right. Brassard against Scheifele for the face-off. Stahl checking out the alignment here.
Who's going to take the face-off? Well, they're buying a little bit of time. That's the good thing.
Yeah. Moves in the circle, and Nash is away with the puck. Nash gets to the red line, sends it in. Rangers able to change the defense pair. Zuccarello takes the puck away from Stewart. Good play. Koska across to Hunwick. Shot toward the net, goes wide. Koska trying to keep it in. Kane sweeps it out.
Hunwick tried to take a little off the shot in hopes that someone would get to the open area where he shot.
Hunwick carries deep, fires, saved by Pavlik. Off the boards, Nash. Long shot, Zuccarello tipped wide by Hunwick. Around the boards comes Trouba. And Jacob Trouba comes out with it. Knocked away. And Zuccarello sends it in. Back forward is Postma. He's hit by Tanner Glass. Tanner Glass played one season with the Winnipeg Jets.
But Zuccarello got banged up on that last shift and was slow to get off. Boy, oh boy, this first period has been something.
Off the ledge and up over the glass and out of play. We go down between the benches. John Gino, what's happening?
Yeah, it looks like Matt Zuccarello is kind of flexing and checking out his right leg, but he's sitting back on the bench, so I think he's okay. Trainer Jim Ramsey just spent an extended amount of time in the dressing room with his two injured defensemen, came back to the bench, had a conversation with both Ulf Samuelsson and the head coach Alain Vigneault at the far end of the bench. I won't exactly try to either lip read or read body language. They kept pretty good poker faces through it all, but that conversation did take place.
I wonder if Jim Ramsey asked Cam Talbot if he's ever played defense before. Pass across from Koska to Hunwick.
I think it's a better idea if the coach does.
2:50 to go in the first. Brought in by Perreault. Thinking of the bigger guys, Hayes or Kreider. Maybe Tanner Glass. Wondering who might be able to handle going back there.
Well, they'll try to avoid that if they possibly can. But penalties are going to play an important role in this as well. Good move
by Duclair. Here's Kreider. Finds Hayes. And he fanned on the shot as he was checked by Enstrom. Back the other way, Andrew Ladd. Ladd, a two-time Stanley Cup champion. Brian Little. Played across from Enstrom to Bogosian. On goal, a save by Lundqvist, and he holds it with 1:57 to go here in the first period. Rangers fans, secure your pass to Rangerstown. Individual tickets are available for Monday, November the 3rd, Rangers and the St. Louis Blues, and Wednesday, November 5th, Rangers and the Detroit Red Wings. For great seats, be sure to visit NewYorkrangers.com.
You know what? The Rangers, since all these injuries, they've done a good job. That was the first shot in a long, long time by Winnipeg, and an easy save for Lundqvist.
Rangers come away with the puck. Stempniak tried to lead Hagelin. That was broken up by Postma. Frank Klitzum checked in the corner by Stempniak. Klitzum taken down. Hagelin digging for it. Stempniak able to play it. Around to Dominic Moore. Turns. In front. It's tipped wide. That was a pass for Hagelin that just missed working. Good keeping by Girardi. Hagelin tried to deflect it in front. Postma able to move it. And it's cleared out by Frolik. Stahl back to get it. Right now, the Rangers going with Stahl and Girardi as a pair, Hunwick and Koska as a pair.
And Zuccarello back on the ice.
Played in by Nash. Nash for Sergeant Zuccarello on. Nash with a hit on Kruba. Blake Wheeler.
Last minute of play.
Played out of the zone. Under a minute to go. First period. Zuccarello sends in. Round the boards, Mark Stewart there. Rangers take it back. Rangers have done a good job of keeping the puck in the Winnipeg zone.
Now Zuccarello slow again getting to the bench. He tried to hit Stewart, and I think he got shaken up.
Brassard in front, save! Mueller with a big chance, and Pavlik with a great save. Scheifele for Wheeler. Wheeler moves in on Koska. Played all the way through, and Mueller able to bring it out.
Now,
Mueller.
He's thinking right now, Sam, I should have shot that puck up high, being that close in. Pavlik's a big goaltender with long legs, and he got that right pad out for the save.
Mueller on here with Kevin Hayes. Stahl and Girardi on defense. And Tanner Glass has come on. And that's the end of the first period. Rangers 10 shots on goal. Winnipeg 6. And they got banged up a little bit. They lost 2 defensemen, and Matt Zuccarello is taking some bumps and bruises.
Yeah, he sure is. And then the Rangers, though, have done a good job defensively and end up with a great scoring chance here. Brassard with the pass in front, and there's Mueller. Quick shot, and Pavlik kicks out the right pad for the save.
We head downstairs. Al's in the studio. Take it away, Al.
Okay, Sam, coming up in the intermission, we'll talk to Matt Hunwick, who clearly is a very important play now in this game for the New York Rangers. Bill Pito has the MSG 150 with 12 games going on in the National Hockey League tonight, and I'll be joined by Ron Duguay to break down what he has seen in the first scoreless period. It's all coming up right here on MSG. Neither goaltender beaten. Now, the Rangers definitely have some injury concerns. We'll be back right after this. 0-0, Rangers and the Winnipeg Jets.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden, getting set for the second period. Rangers and Winnipeg Jets. New York Rangers hockey on MSG is presented by Chase. Let's get an update on the Rangers. Down between the benches to John Giannone.
Well, Sam, I talked to assistant coach Ulf Samuelsson, who, of course, is in charge of the defense. In answer to your guys' question during the period, they actually put it to the question around the room, which forwards would like to try and play defense. He said, quote, a lot of guys in the room didn't volunteer, but Kevin Hayes and Tanner Glass said they played a little bit in the past. He said, and Rick Nash stepped up and said, I played beer league defense all the time. But Ulf Samuelsson said, I don't think that's going to qualify. A little bit more seriously, he said they're hoping to get Kevin Klein back in this game. So if they have 5D, they'll be fine. If they have 4 for the rest of the game, the key message is, from the defensemen, don't let this team get you involved in scrums where they both go off the ice with penalties, thereby leaving you with only 3 defensemen. Be disciplined was the message to those D.
Thanks, John. Good update, but tough situation for the Rangers.
Oh, for sure.
Rangers down 2 defensemen. Matt Zuccarello is okay. He is on the bench as we start the second period. Girardi and Stahl, the defensive pair. Hagelin, Dominic Moore, and Lee Stempniak. The Rangers forward line. Deep in the Winnipeg zone. Toby Enstrom there to play it. Tied up by Stempniak. Stempniak, good play. Girardi quickly to Stahl. Long shot went wide as the goaltender Pavlik was screened on the play. Girardi in deep. Hagelin puts it in front off the skate, and it's brought out. by Brian Little. Little able to work his way by Dominic Moore. Shoots, both saved by Lundqvist. Oh, that was a good one.
Well, Brian Little can really shoot the puck. And you also give him high marks for staying with this puck. It looked like a couple of times he was going to lose it. He's 18. And watch Dominic Moore here make a play. Once, Little stays with it. Again, Little reaches back and gets it one more time. And then puts himself in a position to take the shot. And Lundqvist, with the catching glove, makes a very good save.
Brassard and Scheifele getting set for the face-off as Henrik Lundqvist is set in the crease. Rangers control. Koska bangs it off the glass. And out of the zone it goes. Rangers have Nash, Brassard, and Zuccarello on with Hunwick and Koska. And if you joined us later or just joining us, Rangers down 2 defensemen. Kevin Klein hit with a shot in the ankle is still out. And the captain, Ryan McDonough, injured on a hit from Evander Kane. And is out. A deflection by Nash and a save by Pavlik.
What a deflection. He reached back behind him to get a piece of that.
Brassard's got the puck as the Rangers keep it in the offensive zone. Mark Stewart hit by Nash.
Well, you know what, Sam? Give Pavlik some credit, too.
Yeah.
That's a good save on the redirection.
Lifted out, knocked down by Girardi. Scheifele brings it in with Evander Kane. Deflected away. Kane's pass blocked by Zuccarello. Girardi and Scheifele tied up. Kane's pass deflected away and it's picked up and brought out by St. Louis. St. Louis with Kreider. Kreider goes to the net. Enstrom takes the puck. Knocked away from him, and Zach Bogosian has it. Bogosian in his 7th year in the NHL. He's all of 24 years old. Played across by Byfuglien, intercepted by Duclair. Taken away by Byfuglien. 3-on-1 down low. Off the glove and a save by Lundqvist on Byfuglien.
Byfuglien had 3 of the 6 shots for Winnipeg in the first.
Stahl checked Byfuglien. Adam Lowry shot deflected away. Good man-to-man coverage by the Rangers. Klitzum plays it off the end boards. Byfuglien takes it away from Kreider. Boy, Byfuglien's got these sneaky little veteran moves that worked against Duclair, that worked against Kreider. St. Louis, nice play. Byfuglien winds it deep to Lowry. Lowry to Perreault. Fans on the shot. Has it back. Perreault around the net. Perreault turns. Good poke check by Stahl.
It's a long shift for Girardi and Stahl. Girardi can hardly move. And they got the long change. They have to go all the way across. They still can't get off the ice.
The forward's able to get off. Long shot saved by Lundqvist. Long rebound blocked in front. And the Rangers come out. Lead for Hayes from Tanner Glass. Klitzum knocked down Hayes. Hayes back at Klitzum. Sent around the boards by Thorburn. Koska fires. And it was knocked down. May have gotten through to Pavlik. Slater hit by Tanner Glass. Rangers' 4th line is Hayes, Glass, and Mueller. Hayes with Slater on him. Double team by Thorburn. Mueller was taken down. Fans react, and there's a penalty upcoming on Winnipeg. Rangers get another power play. They had 2 in the first period. There's no score in the game. 4:01, the time of the penalty.
Lots of deep breaths on the Rangers bench. Meanwhile, here's the penalty. And so the Rangers, TJ Gagliardi, who was a teammate of Tanner Glass for 1 year at Dartmouth. He said, Glass was our captain. He says he was really tough on me in a good way. Power play Rangers.
Brassard, Nash, and Zuccarello with Hunwick and Stempniak for the power play. Gagliardi for tripping at 4:01. Rangers 0 for 2 on the power play in the game. Short-handed, Jacob Trouba with a hard shot that was wide. Andrew Ladd getting it back to Brian Little. And now Hunwick able to move it to Nash. Nash checked by Trouba.
Nash had a step on him. Trouba, good job with the stick.
Trouba with the intercept, clearing attempt, hit Andrew Ladd. Rangers able to take it back. Around to Nash. Zuccarello's in front. Nash comes out. Stempniak. Pass blocked and taken away by Brian Little. Little against Stempniak. Nash comes over to help out. Good penalty kill work by the Winnipeg Jets. Nash with the outlet for Duclair. He was bumped by Enstrom. Kane sending it down the ice. Just under a minute to go in the Rangers power play. No score in the game. 5:10 gone by. Evander Kane with a hit on Mueller.
Out of the way, John. Move back. Those sticks were flying all over the place.
See, I warned him about Bufflin. When Bufflin is near, get out of the way. But Evander Kane, he's hitting people all over the ice as well. Kreider. Kreider has it back. St. Louis. Kreider and Mueller on. Duclair stays on. And Girardi sends it in around the boards. Enstrom wrapped up by Duclair. Out of the corner comes Mueller. Gets it to Girardi. Sets up St. Louis. Save Pavlik. And it's cleared by Slater. And that will just about do it for the power play. Girardi up ahead. Brought in by Moore. Power play is over. Dominic Moore centers. There's a chance for Hagelin. Save made by Pavlik. Hagelin again. That went wide. Rangers had one shot on goal on their power play. Moore behind the net. Feed to Hagelin. Out to Stahl. No score in the game. Dominic Moore. Jersey being held by Scheifele. Moore fires. Save. Pavlik made another save on the rebound. And back the other way. Gagliardi sends it deep. Koska back to get it. 6:40 gone by. Second period. No score in the game. Stahl off the boards for Tanner Glass. Back come the Jets. Evander Kane fires across, and it was tipped wide by Bufflin.
Good job by Stahl.
Stahl was on Bufflin. Right to the net. Tanner Glass sends it in. Postma hit by Glass. Around the board, stopped by Girardi. Fired toward the net by Brassard. A deflection by Glass and a save by Pavlik. 7:10 gone by. Second period. Rangers with a chance, and they've been taking some hits in this game. Get out of the way, John. Time for our Cadillac trivia question of the night. Rick Nash scored 9 goals in October, which 2 Rangers shared the team record for goals in a single October. Think about that. We'll answer it a little later on in the evening. What a month for Rick Nash. 9 goals in 9 games. 11 points.
Been good again tonight, too.
Yeah.
Well, he has. Getting the puck, making plays. He's always a factor. And Rangers, certainly, I mean, their forwards, they got to make sure that they keep getting the puck in deep. No turnovers in the neutral zone, and try and allow your defensemen to stay as fresh as they can.
Keep the pressure off the defense. Rangers down to 4 defensemen.
Now, I'll tell you what, Sam, defensively, the Rangers have been really good. They've allowed Winnipeg just 8 shots.
Face-off win. Koska and Stahl paired on defense here. Duclair tied up. Played along the boards by Kreider and taken away by Perreault. Bufflin against Stahl. Koska goes for it. Took a hit from Bufflin. Rangers bring it out. Stahl able to lead Duclair. Duclair with St. Louis. Duclair moves in. Fanned on the shot. Has it again. Blocked in front. Another shot by Stahl went wide. That shot a save. Another save by Pavlik. Oh, Rangers putting some good pressure on. Kept in on the line by Koska. Toward the net. Save Pavlik. That was Duclair in front.
Now the story of the game has been Pavlik. Boy, has he made some saves.
Rangers taken away. Kreider with a shot that's blocked in front. Here comes St. Louis, and it's over the top with a backhander. Hunwick tries to play it. Able to take it away, but gave it away to Bogosian, who lifts it out of the zone. Great flurry by the Rangers. Here's Nash. Swept away. Comes to Brassard. Saved by Pavlik. A lot of these shots, Joe, he's in great position. He hardly has to move.
You know, and that positioning is allow him to not have to find the puck, because a lot of those shots are going through bodies and underneath people. And these fans here appreciate the effort.
Icing whistled against.
And that man has been the story of the game. Rangers credited with 21 shots. I mean, here, that's Duclair. Misses it, but then kicks the puck back up to his stick, gets a shot. And then how about this effort right there by Stahl, jumping over Lowry and getting the shot. And then Marty St. Louis knows he has to go up high because Pavlik takes up a lot of space and just goes over the crossbar.
Winnipeg Jets have used their timeout to rest the players that were on the ice and were on for a long period of time before the icing. So Andre Pavlik and the rest of the team will get a breather. Tomorrow night on MSG, Melo and the Knicks are back in action. How about that win in Cleveland for the Knicks the other night? Knicks take on the Charlotte Hornets at the Garden. Live coverage gets underway at 7 with Visa. Knicks game night. Knicks and the Hornets tomorrow night on MSG Network.
Yeah, the Knicks lose the night before at home. Their home opener, and go to Cleveland with the King James back in Cleveland,
Wow.
right?
The whole town going crazy in Cleveland. Great win. Scramble in front. The puck pops loose. And out with it is Dustin Byfuglien, joined by Andrew Ladd. Hunwick is back. Pass for Byfuglien, and he shot it wide.
Puck was on edge.
Byfuglien lost his stick. He's tied up with Girardi. He's holding on to Girardi's stick. Byfuglien's stick is on the ice. Mueller is there for the Rangers, trying to take the puck away.
You just can't move Byfuglien.
No. It comes loose, and the Rangers have it. Brought out by Kevin Hayes. Good lead for Tanner Glass. Nice defensive play by Postma, who's done a good job getting a chance to play regularly for the Jets. Pass across behind Blake Wheeler. Fires, stick the side by Lundqvist. 9.5 minutes gone by, second period. Hayes with a lead. Acosta dumps it in. Rangers 22 shots on goal. Winnipeg 8. Good job by Dominic Moore stepping up. Outlet to Evander Kane. Kane in just his third game of the season. He was injured after playing about a minute and a half in the season opener. And then he missed 8 straight games before returning against New Jersey the other night.
Yeah, hurt a knee in that first game.
Girardi's pass deflected across. Klitzen moves it into the Rangers zone. Girardi's got it. 9:50 to go in the second. Dominic Moore moves in with Stempniak. Shot blocked. Rebound wide by Kreider.
Wow.
He took it out of the air, but just missed wide.
And whole net. He tried to get it off quickly and just missed all the way across.
Kreider tied up by Mark Stewart. Up the boards for Kane. Kane lifts it out. Stahl back to get it. After him, Chris Thorburn. Round for Girardi. Up ahead, St. Louis. Pulls up, nice pass. Kreider drops it off. Duclair back for Kreider. That was a pass blocked by Enstrom. Trouba around the boards. Duclair after it. Gagliardi turned it over. The puck went into the crease, and Pavlik covers it up. Then Duclair got taken down by Gagliardi. And play stops with 9:06 remaining in the second period. Rangers and Jets, no score.
The Rangers, despite being shorthanded on defense, missing 2 of their 6 defensemen, have really had some glorious opportunities. Here's this opportunity, deflected, and now look at the wide open net. Kreider tries to just get the puck off quickly. He probably could have waited just another second or two, and he would have had a wide open net. Let it go quickly, and just puck, as you could see, was rolling, and he misses it to the far side.
That was our Coke Zero replay. Enstrom pressured there by Brassard. Brassard on with Zuccarello and Nash. Kane plays it across. Wheeler against Hunwick. They were teammates in Boston with the Bruins. Wheeler pushing it ahead. Vander Kane chases after it. Enstrom, long shot. With blocked, Wheeler shoots it wide as he found the puck loose in the slot. Girardi off the glass. Batted down by Scheifele. Wheeler, another big body. Backhander by Kane, a save by Lundqvist. I believe he made a save on that play. I don't think the fans realized how good a save that was. Here's Brassard. And a shot blocked as Nash was checked by Trouba. Boy, Trouba's doing a good job against Nash.
He played the other night, Sam, against Yager most of the night and was really good against him.
Oh, he's been real good thus far in the game. Stopped by Trouba. Long shot, stick save by Lundqvist. Trouba, Michigan-born, played 1 year at the University of Michigan, played in the U.S. National Development Program. And Lundqvist stops play with 7:42 to go in the second period.
Well, Lundqvist has had to keep his focus because he hasn't been real busy. The Rangers can't get the puck out of the zone. Winnipeg keeps it in, and that forces Lundqvist. You'll see a bouncing puck. Lundqvist, good save there. Left pad.
Down between the benches. John, what's happening?
Yeah, Sam, the injury news not good for the Rangers. Ryan McDonagh separated shoulder.
Ow.
Clearly he's out. Kevin Klein, foot contusion. He will not return either. So 4 defensemen is what you're going to see for the rest of the game. There was a moment before where Lee Stempniak was told, get ready to go in on defense. He didn't have to.
Yet.
Thanks for the update, John. John on top of it. And unfortunately for the Rangers, no good news thus far tonight.
No, that's terrible news. Of course, they're going to miss 4 more games after this one. John Moore.
Duclair was trying to break down. Penalty upcoming on the Rangers.
Is it Duclair? Probably.
Could be. He got the stick up after he lost the puck. Centered in front. Good play in front by Girardi. And now the Rangers will be shorthanded on a hooking call to Anthony Duclair.
63 New York Timmins hooking.
Duclair has one hand on his stick, loses the puck, and as you can see, he gets his stick right up into the hands, and that is a penalty, and so the Rangers forced to try and kill this off. Shots 22-11 favoring the Rangers in this game. A lot of work for Alain Vigneault. Injury starting to mount.
Duclair for hooking at 12:54. The Winnipeg Jets' second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1. First NHL penalty taken by young Anthony Duclair. No score in the game. 7:05 to go. In the second, Stahl with a clear. Stahl and Girardi with Hagelin and Dominic Moore. Byfuglien. Byfuglien, who moves back to play the point on the power play, feeds Toby Enstrom. Up front, Scheifele, Wheeler, and Kane. And the puck taken away by Hagelin. Hagelin and Dominic Moore move in. Hagelin shoots, save, Pavlik. Hagelin, who had the hat trick last March in Winnipeg against these Jets.
Well, he made a strong
there.
Yeah, strong move on the boards as Toby Enstrom tried to keep it in. And Hagelin was able to fight him off. And then you could just see the goaltender look a little to his left to see if the other man was covered so he could just focus on the shot by Hagelin. And Andre Pavlik with his 23rd save of this game.
Glass taking the face-off on with Rick Nash. Tanner Glass won that face-off from Brian Little. Back behind the net, Enstrom takes the puck. Girardi and Stahl remain on for the Rangers. That pass missed connection will be played by Lundqvist. It was blocked by Little. Perreault. And the Rangers able to take it back. Tanner Glass chips it off the boards all the way down. Now Byfuglien with 1 minute to go in the power play. Long pass for Andrew Ladd. It's onside. He's got it. Checked along the boards. Double team taken away by Stahl. Stahl was tied up by Ladd, but able to swing it down the ice. Good play by Mark Stahl.
And then he and Girardi get to the bench for a rest.
Kevin Hayes, nice play. Took it away from Bufflin. Moves in with Stepniak. He fed on it. Second shot saved. As Koska came in and Pavlik made the save.
That was a quick whistle. The referee was behind the net. The puck was clearly free. Pavlik didn't know where it was. The referee lost sight of it.
Great play by Hayes.
Yeah, it really was. Hayes getting penalty killing time. Here's Hayes again, boy. He's a smart player. Stays with it, lifts the stick, steals it. And now he's so patient with this. You'll see one shot gets blocked there. That's Koska. And there you see Pavlik, he can't find it. Doesn't have control of it at all. But the referee ends up behind the net. He'll move to his right. And the puck is clearly free.
Jets come out with it. 25 seconds to go in their power play. All the way around the boards. Dominic Moore is on with Carl Hagelin. Matt Hunwick and Michael Koska. Postma playing it. A pass intended for Wheeler. Tipped out by Hagelin. He's got it. Moves in on Postma. Pass across. Koska drops it back. Hunwick shoots and it hit someone in front. Could have been Dominic Moore. Either Moore or Trouba. Power play is over. Good penalty kill by the Rangers. No shots on goal for the Winnipeg Jets on that power play. Give away to Hagelin. Brassard across was stopped by Kane. Blake Wheeler moves in. Lundqvist covers up. 4:49 to go. Second period. Rangers and Jets, no score. The upcoming schedule is brought to you by Lexus, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Rangers. Monday night, St. Louis Blues here on MSG at 7 p.m. Wednesday night, Detroit Red Wings here. Wednesday on NBC Sports Network and ESPN Radio. And then Saturday night on MSG2, Rangers at Toronto. That's a rare road game for us, Joe.
You know,
and then we come back home.
Find a way to get through it, especially the dinner on Friday night.
A busy November for the Rangers, with the exception, there are 2 back-to-backs in the month of November. Other than that, it's every other night, just about.
Well, you get days off, which they've had quite a few days off in the last few weeks, and at some point you're going to get caught up or catches up to you.
November will be busy, then December slows down. There'll be breaks in December the first couple of weeks.
Right.
Hit along the boards by Hunwick on Gagliardi. No score in the game with 4:25 to go here in the second period. Jim Slater moves in. Glove saved by Lundqvist. He holds it. 12 shots on goal for Winnipeg.
A good solid hit by Hunwick. He steps up. TJ Gagliardi tries to get past him. He just takes him out with a good body check. Now the Rangers as a team have done a good job of keeping the puck in the offensive zone. And therefore the Winnipeg Jets haven't been able to get in and put pressure and hit those, what are left of the Rangers defense, just 4.
Adam Lowry wins the faceoff back. Trouba plays it deep to Lowry behind the net. Big body, Adam Lowry.
He is a big kid. They list him at 207, but I think he's got a lot more weight that he can put on that frame.
Missed by Stewart, and the puck picked up by Mark Stahl. Stahl has skated well and played well in this game. Trouba. Now Bufflin waits. Mark Stewart. Pass ahead. Perreault brings it in all the way through. Bufflin. Big drive was partially blocked. Chipped off the boards and out of the zone by Zuccarello. Brassard, Zuccarello, and Nash for the Rangers. Nash has gone off. Hagelin has come on. Stahl trying to find some room. Double teamed in the corner. Brassard. And the Rangers able to bring it out of the zone. Hagelin plays it ahead. Stopped there by Postma. Postma. Backhands it into the Rangers zone. Lundqvist for Koska. Back behind the net, Stahl. Long shift here for Lawrence Stahl. Up ahead. Stempniak gave it away. Back comes Andrew Ladd. Here's Michael Frolik. Stopped by Stahl. Stempniak. He was stopped by Klitzem and shoved down by Klitzem. Ladd takes it away. Behind the back feed to Frolik. Backhander glove by Lundqvist, and he holds it with 2:36 to go here in the second period. Experience Rangers action in a suite at Madison Square Garden this season. A limited number of single-night suites are now available. Visit NewYorkRangers.com/suites or call 212-465-6771 to reserve yours today.
About halfway through this period, Al Samuelson decided to make a change and switch the defense pairings up. So now you've got Hunwick and Girardi paired together, as opposed to Stahl and Girardi.
Hunwick tied up in the corner with Blake Wheeler.
And of course, Koskas with Stahl.
Puck pops loose. And the Rangers come out. St. Louis. That was blocked. And the Rangers were offside. 220 hit with a high stick. 2:21 remaining in this second period. They didn't give the Winnipeg Jets credit for a shot earlier. They're still at 11.
Now Hayes at center ice between Marty St. Louis on one side and Kreider on the left.
Nice move through the neutral zone by Bogosian, and then he was stopped. Kane comes in. Wheeler's shot was blocked. Rangers getting in the shooting lanes, doing a good job of blocking shots. Enstrom's pass taken away by Kevin Hayes. Hayes, good patience with the puck.
He's come in and played a good game after sitting out last game.
Evander Kane sending it in. Lundqvist stops it. Haven't been many chances the last couple of minutes.
And this is a Winnipeg team that is in the top third of the league as far as getting chances.
Good rush by Stahl. He missed wide with a shot. Tanner Glass. Now Stempniak. Back to Mark Stahl. Winds up. That shot blocked in front. With 3 bodies in front. 2 of them Winnipeg Jets. Lowry off the board. Stahl stays with him.
Tanner Glass, no glove on his left hand.
Stempniak swings it out of the zone. Right back in. Bogosian with a good shot and a save by Lundqvist. Fires again. Lundqvist steered it away. And Enstrom broke his stick on the shot. Rangers moved down. The pass hit the broken stick. And Mueller is sent flying by Bogosian. Back in. Little sets up Byfuglien, who shot it wide, and out of the zone it goes. And there's been some hard hits in this game.
And Mueller looks shaken up.
Brought in by Ladd. Sets up Stewart. Saved by Lundqvist. He's got it. 31 seconds to go in the period. No score in the game.
Now Mueller had to get the puck because it hit the broken stick. The puck did. Watch it hit. Now he's got to reach. He's got to find it. He goes one way, and he doesn't see Bogosian coming the other way. Or might have saw him right at the last minute. Tried to brace himself, but that's a solid hit. Zach Bogosian, big and strong. Mueller got up a little slow and was hurting on the bench. Seems to be okay now.
Lights himself. Reties the skates. That was quite a hit by Bogosian.
Knocked his skates off.
Brassard and Scheifele for the face-off. Rangers have it. Around the boards for Nash. Trouba right in on him. Blocked from behind the net. Deflected out of the zone. Brassard. And Trouba sends it away. And Girardi with 10 seconds to go in the period. And Brassard trying to take it away, was hooked. Trouba's going to go. Rangers get a power play. There's only 5.6 seconds remaining in the period. But if the Rangers are unable to cash in these remaining seconds, they will start the third period with a man advantage and a big defenseman going off.
Kind of a bouncing, rolling puck. Here's Brassard that's going to go in and try and get the shot. And there's the hook by Trouba, number 8. And as soon as Trouba touches the puck, they blow the whistle.
Not much, but it's almost an automatic when you get to stick up at that level.
Absolutely is.
Winding up, long shot by Stempniak, missed wide. Period comes to an end. 26 shots for the Rangers through 2 periods. 14 for Winnipeg. No score. Third period begins. Rangers on the power play.
I'll tell you what, the Rangers have played a heck of a game. They just haven't been able to finish. But with those 2 defensemen out, the support they've been able to get from their forwards to keep the puck in the other zone, keep some of the pressure off the Rangers' 4 defensemen, has been really impressive.
Rangers head off. We head down to the studio to Al Troutwig. Al.
Sam, coming up on the New York Lottery Intermission Report, we'll be talking to Kevin Hayes, who had a chance to watch the last game. Now he's playing well, and being used in a variety of different circumstances. After that, Bill Pito takes you around a busy night in the National Hockey League with the Audi MSG 150, and I'll be joined by Ron Duguay, who will explain what the Rangers are doing to create all this pressure on the Winnipeg Jets. So we continue here, still waiting for our first goal. Heading to the New York Lottery Intermission Report, Kevin Hayes is our guest. Coming up, Andre Pavlik, he has been the story.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden, getting set for the third period. Rangers and Winnipeg Jets are scoreless. New York Rangers hockey on MSG is presented by Chase. All right, Rangers have been a good third period team with 14 goals in third periods thus far this season. That's best tied for first in the league. Winnipeg Jets only 3 goals in third periods. And the Rangers, you see the defenseman ice time, Joe.
Wow. Girardi averaging over 10 minutes a period, and he'll probably end up easily over 30 minutes in this game.
And Stahl right there as well. Still in the penalty box is Jacob Trouba. And the Rangers start on the power play. Minute 55 remaining in the man advantage. Rangers start the period with St. Louis, Mueller, Kreider, Girardi, and Stempniak. Pass tip picked up by Stempniak. Drops it off to Kreider. Around the boards. Girardi's there. Kreider goes one way, goes the other way. Finds St. Louis to Girardi for the shot. Save. Pavlik. Put the rebound in the corner. Stempniak around to St. Louis. St. Louis looks. Sets up Mueller. Save by Pavlik, and he's got it.
Now, Winnipeg played that about as well as they could. Mueller had his stick in a position where he's ready to shoot it. Watch him right in the middle of your screen. Look at him, ready to shoot, shoot, shoot. Gets a little pressure from behind, and Marty St. Louis, such a good passer. Those quick hands of St. Louis sets up Mueller, and again, the best player in this game has been Pavlik. Another save.
Alain Vigneault puts on Brassard, Duclair, and Nash.
Like that move.
With Zuccarello at one point, Hunwick at the other. Brassard shoots off of Pavlik. Rebound to Nash. Sets up Duclair, gets it back. Nash looking. Zuccarello's in front. That was blocked by Stewart. Set up to Duclair. Out to Hunwick. Save. Pavlik, the rebound. Tucked underneath Pavlik by the defenseman Mark Stewart.
It's a quick whistle. That's twice. I mean, that whistle just simply should not have been blown. As soon as it hit the pad, he blew the whistle. You got to let the play go. I know he's a young referee, but you know what? It's right there. It's wide open in front. You got to let the play go. This was Duclair, though. I mean, Duclair made a beautiful play. Took his time, spun all the way around to make the pass to Hunwick on the other side.
Brassard against Scheifele. Brassard wins it back. Hunwick moves. Long shot. Zuccarello, a save by Pavlik. Rangers with 5 shots on goal on this power play. Brassard for Hunwick. Broken up by Scheifele. Nice play by Hunwick to get it to Brassard. Right back into the Winnipeg zone. Pavlik out to play it to Enstrom. Enstrom double teamed, able to get it through to Bogosian. Up to Wheeler. 25 seconds to go in the Rangers power play. A minute and a half into the third period, scoreless game. Hunwick drops it off for St. Louis. Marty St. Louis with a lead to Stahl. He's stopped at the line by Stewart. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Kreider puts it in front for St. Louis. Was stopped by Stewart again. And that will do it as Evander Kane heads the other way. Team's back at full strength. That shot gloved by Lundqvist. Might have been going high, but a good glove save nonetheless. A minute 58 gone by in the third. Teams are back at full strength.
Yeah, the Rangers did just about everything they wanted to do on that power play except finish things off. Lundqvist has to make a good glove save at the end, but the Rangers had good pressure, good puck movement, and again, Havlik made 5 saves on that Ranger power play. Shots 31-14.
Dominic Gore for the face-off, won by Adam Lowry, but he got a head start. False start on the face-off. The linesman sets him again. This time Lowry wins it back again. Edstrom's shot deflected on the way in. Byfuglien was stopped by Koska. Good play by Mike Koska on Dustin Byfuglien in front. And play stops. 2:04 gone by. Tomorrow on MSG, it's MLS playoff action. The Red Bulls are in the semifinals. They take on rival DC United in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Live coverage begins with Red Bulls game night at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon on MSG Network. Steve Cangelosi and Shep Messing on the call. Big playoff game. Red Bulls with a big win over Kansas City, and they have advanced to the conference semifinals. Racing for the puck, Hagelin puts it in the Winnipeg zone. Bogosian puts it in the corner. Lowry fell down. Mueller tried a centering pass, but he fanned on it. Lowry able to take it away for Winnipeg. Then Hagelin takes it back. Moore chases it down. Enstrom on him. Perreault looking for it. Enstrom's got it. Drops it back behind the net to Bogosian. Up ahead. All the way back into the Ranger zone. And it's whistled down for icing on the Winnipeg Jets. 2:49 gone by here in the third period.
Now, Paul Maurice, the head coach right there, was telling us this morning about how happy he is with the number of chances his team is generating. Right. He said, we just can't finish. He said, but we're right up there. We're getting all kinds of chances. But in this game, the Rangers defensively have really found a way to shut them down, allowing just 14 shots.
Rangers with 31 shots. And it's a scoreless game. Enstrom around to Bogosian. If you joined us late, Rangers playing without 2 defensemen who were injured early in this game. Kevin Klein, right at the beginning of the game, he was hit with a shot in the ankle. And then an injury to the captain, Ryan McDonough. Long shot by Frolik, a save by Lundqvist. McDonough hit by Evander Kane, went into the boards and suffered a separated shoulder. Monday night on MSG, it's the Rangers and the St. Louis Blues. Live coverage gets underway at 6:30 with Visa Rangers game night with Al Trotwing. And then at 7 p.m., it's the Rangers and the Blues, and it'll be a good one. Rangers winning in St. Louis to start the season. St. Louis is playing Colorado and leading 1-0 in that game midway through the second period. Blues have won 3 in a row going into play tonight. Brassard for Koska, put it in front. Nash trying to play it. And Brian Little backhands it out. Off the boards, intercepted by Ladd. Leads Brian Little. Little dangerous here. The shot blocked. Good play by Koska. Koska's had a good return to the lineup.
Sure
He's done
has.
a great job.
Yeah, I agree.
Frolik. Now Trouba with a shot. That's blocked into the corner. Zuccarello trying to move it. Blocked. Able to lift it out. Tipped into the Winnipeg zone by Brassard. Little over 4 minutes gone by in the third period. Scoreless game. Jacob Trouba spinning. Winnipeg will play in Chicago tomorrow. Chicago playing in Toronto tonight. 2-2 with the Maple Leafs early in the third period. That played in front, blocked by Girardi. Soft shot. Scheifele didn't get much of it. And it was stopped. Kreider hits the big body in front of Trouba. Hunwick able to play it to Girardi. And Girardi fires it out. Stopped by Trouba. Back comes Evander Kane. Hunwick is there. Centered, blocked by Lundqvist. Good play on both ends. Kane made a tricky play. Lundqvist made an alert play to stop it.
And I'll start it with Trouba making the defensive play in the neutral zone, and then Kane with all that speed just broke down the right wing. Lundqvist, the other thing, Lundqvist has done a real good job in this game, and any loose pucks are on the net, getting whistles, just to give those defensemen a little bit of a rest.
Shots are 31-15 in favor of the Rangers for the game. Each team has had power play chances but failed to capitalize. Face-off win by Lowry. Shot went wide by Byfuglien, but a false start on the face-off. And the linesman talking with Dominic Moore.
Lowry was telling us this morning he's been mostly a wing. He played center last year, but started this season on wing. And we asked him about face-offs. I've been working on it, getting a little better. He's been pretty good
Yes,
here.
he has been good. Hagelin off the glass. Knocked down by Enstrom. Byfuglien sends it across, and Koska's there. Lowry puts it in the Ranger zone. Stahl quickly missed by Moore. Shot by Perreault. Save. That got through, and Lundqvist made a save. Moore tied up by Byfuglien. Here's Byfuglien in the corner. Byfuglien around the net. Got tripped up by Stahl. And a power play coming up to Winnipeg. 5:25 into the third period. The Jets will have a man advantage.
Boy, Mark Stahl, who's played so well in this game, and boy, could they ever use him to stay on the penalty kill. And there you see the stick right on the skates of Dustin Byfuglien, who goes down. And so the Jets, with 14:35 to go in regulation in this scoreless game, get a power play.
Rangers penalty kill has been very good. They've been shorthanded twice in this game and given up only 2 shots. One of the Winnipeg power plays, they did not allow a shot on goal.
Byfuglien stays on the ice now, playing the right point.
Good play. Face-off win by Brassard, and Hunwick driving it out of the zone. Hunwick and Girardi on defense. Dominic Moore and Carl Hagelin on. Brassard took the face-off and headed off. In comes Blake Wheeler. Forced back by Girardi. Enstrom. Byfuglien into the middle. Ladd with a shot. Save. Lundqvist. No rebound.
Now, it was good puck movement by Winnipeg, but Andrew Ladd, their captain, who took the shot, has to get it on his forehand and then turn. It doesn't get as much on the shot as he can. There's the passing, and now there's Ladd right there. So he has to turn all the way back and try and get a quick shot through, and wasn't able to get all that much on the shot. Easy save for Lundqvist.
Andrew Ladd in his 300th game with the Winnipeg Atlanta franchise. He played with Carolina and Chicago. Off the mask of Henrik Lundqvist and up into the netting.
Boy,
the Lundqvist header.
And Girardi, that thing just missed Girardi as he was going back to the front of the net and was tied up and went down to the ice. There you see the shot. You'll see Girardi. Look at Girardi going down, and then right off the top of the head of Lundqvist. Boy, that's dangerous. Girardi trying to get out of the way. You know what? It's a good thing he ducked his head.
Yeah.
Because that went right past. If he had his head up, it went right there. And so, boy, Lundqvist is smart here. I mean, that thing hardly touched his, but they're going to take their time. Gather around.
Is the equipment trainer, equipment trainer.
I haven't seen Lundqvist get his max worked on since about 8 years ago. You know, but it's all smart. You know, I said he's doing a good job freezing the puck.
Yeah.
You know, trying not to keep the play alive. He's played a real smart game in goal.
And you see the numbers in appearances in games played. Henrik Lundqvist now second all time. Only Mike Richter has played more games in goal than Henrik Lundqvist in Rangers history. Fired around the boards by Girardi. Stopped by Enstrom. Now Byfuglien pressured there by Brassard. Hunwick tries to get it to Brassard. Brassard tied up with Brian Little. Bufflin across to Enstrom. Back to Bufflin. Brassard's without a stick. His stick was broken along the boards. Brassard got one back from the bench, so he's okay. Girardi looking to move it. Bufflin's got it. Wheeler left it there for Enstrom. Wheeler. The shot went wide. There was a screen in front. Bufflin. Toward the net. Save! A rebound chance. Played by Wheeler. Out to Bufflin. Now to Enstrom. Enstrom controlling.
Boy, Nash is tired.
The shot blocked by Girardi.
They need a whistle badly, the Rangers.
Good play by Girardi with a hit in the corner, move the puck, and the Rangers clear it down the ice.
Boy.
Ladd challenging Girardi.
What a job of penalty killing. And Girardi's going to have none of that.
10 seconds to go. Now 5 seconds remaining in the power play. It is. And that's going to kill it off. Excellent job by the Rangers. 2 shots on goal on that power play for Winnipeg.
Well, you give Ladd credit for trying to get Girardi off the ice, and Girardi is too smart with knowing the situation that he's in, the importance of having him on the ice. This period just skates away from Andrew Ladd.
Kevin Hayes is on for the faceoff with Chris Kreider. 7:22 gone by, 3rd period. Rangers and Winnipeg Jets scoreless.
Chris Mueller's been working a lot with Hayes on faceoffs. After practice, all 4 centers get together. They watch video of the top faceoff center iceman in the league.
Around the board, stopped by Trouba. Shot blocked. Good play by Hayes. And he lifts it all the way down, leading St. Louis. Pavlik had to go out and play it away from Marty St. Louis. No score in the game. Nearly 8 minutes gone by in the 3rd. Winnipeg go for 3 on the power play in the game. Hayes in front, just a little too far for Hagelin. Postma able to skate it clear. Nice lead for Gagliardi, who shoots wide, and that'll go out of the zone. Bogosian has it in center. And a Let's Go Rangers chant up from the crowd. Lundqvist moves the puck up the boards for Stahl. Was hit by Thorburn, played it the other way. Dominic Moore gets the puck out of the zone. Gagliardi trying to bring it back in. Slater's pass broken up by Girardi. In comes Michael Foley. His shot blocked by Stahl. Stahl able to play it. Foley knocked it away. Girardi swings it around the boards. Kept in by Mark Stewart. Girardi to Stahl. Stahl fires it out. Stempniak after it against Stewart. It's whistled down for an icing on the Rangers.
Yeah, and Mark Stahl tried to get off the ice. Again, he and Girardi. Girardi bent over leaning on his stick. So is Stahl. And they get to a point where they're playing so much that even these 30, 35-second shifts seem long. And so they wanted to get a quick change. And let's see what
Alain Vigneault is using his timeout.
That's a really good timeout. Really smart timeout. With those players stuck on the ice. Alain Vigneault just shakes his head. You know, there's 4 defensemen. Just keep rolling them, rolling them. And what a job they've done. Have they ever been good in this game? Moving the puck, blocking shots. Stahl's just been tremendous. Stahl's coming off his best game. Here's another block here. That takes an awful lot out. You go down to the ice, block a shot, get back to your feet.
Check out the ice time of the defense, Joe.
Yeah, look at Girardi. Nearly 25 and a half minutes.
There's no way Michael Koska could have believed he was going to play this much.
No.
Coming into action tonight. Between the benches, John.
Yeah, Alain Vigneault, guys, just walked up and down the bench, clapping his hands and said, come on, forwards, we need to do a better job in our own zone to alleviate some of this pressure on the D.
All right, thanks, John. Rangers away with the puck off the faceoff. Stempniak moves in. Hagelin to the net. Save Pavlik. Rebound. Played by Stahl, who's in deep. Stempniak was tripped up by Trouba. Shot by Hagelin, a save by Pavlik. And out with the puck is Michael Foley. Now Andrew Ladd shoots, partially blocked by Girardi. Stahl's got it. Folique is there. Give away to Little. Folique in the corner. Poked away by Stahl. Stahl pushes it back. Nash has it. He's hit by Ladd. And a penalty on Andrew Ladd.
He let go of his stick. Grabbed Nash with his other arm.
Nash moves in, spins, shoots, deflected just wide by Bogosian. And the Rangers get another power play opportunity with 10:21 to go. Third period. Andrew Ladd goes for holding. Time to answer our Cadillac trivia question. Rick Nash scored 9 goals in October. Which two Rangers share the team record for goals in a single October?
All right, I'm going to go Don Murdoch
Yes.
and Jaromir Jagr.
I'm going to go with Marian Gaborik and Mike Gartner.
Wow.
Well, you got it,
How
Joe.
about that?
All right.
Sorry, Sam.
Hey.
Boy, you got that depressed look on your face. You're wondering, how in the heck did I ever get that?
Yeah, everybody's wondering. No. Jagr and Murdoch. That's pretty good.
Well, I only remember the Murdoch was involved in another one of our questions about quickest starts. Goals early on, so I figured, well, maybe he kept going in October.
The powers of deduction are amazing.
And then I thought, well, you know, we got a 50-goal scorer in Jagr. My other consideration
was
the great Adam Graves.
Yeah, I was thinking Adam Graves too. But Mike Gardner had 49 goals too.
I know, Sam. Don't be upset. Okay, you lost. What are you going to do? You lost. Suck it up. Hold on.
Gaborik didn't get it.
I like Gaborik.
I want to give Gaborik some. Anyway.
He had some good years here.
I want to give him some love. He's out injured, I think.
Rangers need to do something here.
Duclair.
Power play.
Rangers 0 for 4 on the power play in the game with 10 shots on goal. Set it up with Nash, Duclair, Zuccarello, Brassard. Here's Brassard with a shot blocked. Oh, good job by Blake Wheeler. Vander Kane against Hunwick. Zuccarello to Hunwick. A little over a minute to go in the power play. Hunwick ahead for Zuccarello. Scoreless game. Pavlik stops it, steers it, and Slater drives it down the ice.
Yeah, we saw Zuccarello kind of limping around in the first period. I think he's playing hurt. He just doesn't have a lot of jump in those legs.
Every time the whistle blows and he's on the ice, he walks around stretching and moving his leg. And offside Rangers on the play. 8:58 to go, third period. 38 seconds remaining in the Rangers power play. Scoreless game.
Well, this Rangers power play, and of course, you lose Dan Boyle, and that's a big loss, but nobody likes to use excuses. But this is their 10th game, and they only have power play goals in 1.
They went 2 for 3 in the game at New Jersey. Other than that, it's been an 0 for. St. Louis drops to Kreider. Kreider shoots wide. Stopped by Girardi. St. Louis. Mueller set up in the circle. St. Louis to Mueller. Save Pavlik. Off the board. Brian Little gets there for Winnipeg and carries it out. Folique moves in to Bogosian. That went off of Girardi. Hit him in the back of the leg.
That hurt. He's limping.
Mueller moves in. Teams are full strength. Good job on the defensive end by Trouba. Checking Kreider. Back the other way. Andrew Ladd. That's blocked by Koska. Koska digging for it. Ladd's pass off the skate. Folique was heading for the bench. Stops. Trouba's shot. Save. Lundqvist. And he holds it. 8:02 to go. In the third, Rangers and Jets. No score.
This group of Rangers defensemen has had quite the game. Remember, 2 hurt early, and if it wasn't Girardi in front doing his thing, then Mark Stahl stepped up. He's played a tremendous game. Hunwick, Stahl again making the play, but Hunwick and Koska, I mean, just all 4 of them, just shift after shift after shift and no rest. And what a job they've done. Tremendous work.
Coming up, it's the Foxwoods Final 5. Foxwoods, excitement every day. 8:02 to go in the third. No score in the game. Wheeler and Dominic Moore for the faceoff. Evander Kane moving. Pulls up. Trying to set up Wheeler. Good job by Stahl to stay with him. Blocked and kept in at the point. And beat Scheifele. Scheifele forced back by Stahl. Postman shot was blocked in front by Dominic Moore. And it's cleared out by Hagelin. Now Paul Postma. Moore on the forecheck. Rangers have gone most of the game with only 4 defensemen. That shot deflects behind the net wide. Hagelin able to move it up. Stopped by Trouba. That shot sticks. Saved by Lundqvist, and up into the netting it goes. 7:17 to go in the third period.
And now players on both teams. And the key is just get shots to the net. Hope that maybe it hits anything and deflects in. I mean, both these goaltenders have been so sharp. The busier of the two, and I think the goaltenders that have made the tougher saves has been Pavlik in this game. He's really been good. But when called upon, Lundqvist has been excellent also. Both teams doing a good job blocking shots.
Dan Girardi with 7 blocked shots in the game. Hunwick back for it. Bolik on the forecheck. Hard around the boards for Zuccarello. Stewart to Winnipeg. Trouba pressured. The Jets able to come out. Bolik chips it off the boards into the Rangers zone. Hunwick. There's it for Girardi. Stopped by Stewart. Able to keep it in deep. Girardi tied up with Little. Zuccarello back to help out. Girardi with a good play. Bolik ties up Nash. Nice play by Hunwick in front to deflect that pass away. Trouba fires in front off the skate. Zuccarello clears it out. Rangers were pinned in their zone.
See the bodies in front of these nets, though, Sam? I mean, everybody. I mean, trying to get the puck through, and there's 4, 5, 6 players in front of the goaltender.
Stewart and Zuccarello.
Big hit by Zuccarello.
Collusion, right?
Hip check.
Whatever might be bothering Zuccarello, he's not letting on. In comes Marty St. Louis. Back for Kreider, who was behind him. And Perreault able to fire it out for Adam Lowry. Koska and Lowry go after it. Kick loose for Bufflin. Back behind the net, Stahl. Up ahead, Kreider with 5:45 to go in the third period. Scoreless game. Grant Klitzum. Kane puts it in the Ranger zone. Back to get it. Is Hunwick. Now Hagelin. For Moore, it's off his stick. In 7 of their previous 10 games, Winnipeg has been held to 2 goals or fewer. In this one, no goals. They have had trouble scoring. Here is Blake Wheeler. Hunwick did a good job, and he got help on the play from Dominic Moore. Scheifele for Enstrom. Kept in by Kane. That deflects wide off a body in front. Scheifele tried to hit Girardi, and he was ready for it. Kane. And Wheeler. Hunwick moves it. A lot more time in the Rangers' end here in the third period.
Oh, these are tough minutes. These are really tough minutes. And now Hunwick and Girardi get a change. And by the time they get to the bench, Sam, I mean, they are posting. They can hardly get there.
Well, the idea of wearing them down certainly could be having an effect. Trouba goes deep against Stahl. And Winnipeg has done a good job in the third period. Now Brassard leads Nash. Nash across to Stahl. I thought he wanted to go to Zuccarello, but Stahl was there and took the pass instead.
I think Nash wanted it back. If he would have got the puck back on the other side, he would have had a wide open net.
Bolik into the Rangers zone. Zuccarello back as the forwards help out. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Scoreless game. Out with the puck, Kevin Hayes. Hayes looking for Kreider. Stopped by Bogosian. Bogosian was blocked by Kreider. Hayes with a shot, a save by Pavlik. Pavlik not giving any room whatsoever against the post. Hugging that post. 3:35 to go Rangers 35 shots, Jets 20. Perreault, stop, nice played. Oh, that should have been a call as Perreault reached down with a stick and pulled the Ranger down. Stempniak shoots wide and then tried to tuck in the rebound. It was blocked. Shot by Hagelin, deflects behind the net. Here's Dominic Moore. Moore out to Girardi, now to Stahl. Up ahead, tipped by Hagelin, taken away by Perreault. Perreault puts it deep into the Ranger zone with under 3 minutes to go. Around to Girardi. Now Brassard with 2:50 to go. Stahl lifts it ahead. Touch with a high stick by Hagelin. And whistle down. 2:44 to go. Third period. Rangers and Winnipeg Jets. No score.
This third period has been more physical than the previous two, and everyone's been involved. Matt Zuccarello, we mentioned something might be wrong. He gets knocked down, and look at his reaction. He's always like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't take anything from anybody. That's Andrew Ladd. And then he says, oh, I got a chance to hit somebody, and I'll take it. Brad Stewart. And then Girardi on Scheifele. Scheifele tries to get in for the hit. Girardi saw him coming, braced himself. And then this is the one, oh boy. Perreault lets go of his stick, and it worked. There was no call on that.
You're watching the Foxwoods Final Five. Foxwoods, excitement every day. Visit foxwoods.com. Now, 2.5 minutes to go, third period. No score in the game. Lead for Nash. Moves in against Trouba. And off the side of the net it goes. Trouba did a good job again. Boy, he's played well.
Yes, he has.
He is an outstanding young defenseman. Steal by Nash. Brassard gets it back to Stahl. That's deflected wide of the net. Nash back to Koska. Deflection by Brassard goes up into the netting. 2:04 to go.
Well, Rick Nash, every time he's been on the ice now in this third period, something is happening. Here's a play a little bit earlier. Nash on the right side. You'll see him give up the puck, and he wants it back over on the other side. The shot gets blocked on the way there, and then this one. Trouba does a good job just leaning on Nash, and Nash could not pull the puck back across the crease. He just lets it slide off the end of his stick.
Hayes and Little for the faceoff. 2:04 to go. And Hayes is chased. St. Louis moves in. No, Kreider comes in to take the faceoff. Kreider and Little. Little wins it back. Carolina Hurricanes won their first game of the season. They beat the Arizona Coyotes 3-0. Shot by Enstrom, deflected, and you see Lundqvist reach out like a first baseman for a wide throw and made the grab and held on. Our game recap brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. McDonough and Klein injured in the first period. Rangers have gone the rest of the way with 4 defensemen. Power plays for both teams have not come through. The goaltenders have been outstanding. Euler wins the faceoff. Girardi up the boards, out of the zone. All the way down it goes. No icing. It's waved off. The Devils beat Columbus 3-2 at New Jersey with 2 third-period goals. Columbus has lost 5 in a row. He had 9 regulars out of the lineup with injuries. Around the boards. Frolik. Enstrom. Now Andrew Ladd. Frolik, a backhander way wide. Around the boards, Enstrom there. Trying to get it to Frolik. Good play by Girardi. Enstrom able to keep it in. Hagelin try to move it. Rangers come out. Stempniak has it batted away. Moore chips it into the Winnipeg zone. 1:05 to go in regulation time. Scoreless game.
Last minute of play.
Under a minute to go.
Nash back on the ice for the Rangers.
Brassard, Zuccarello, and Nash. Around the boards. And past Nash, turned the other way by Koska. Stopped by Adam Lowry, who moves in. Lowry failed on the shot. Then it's deflected by Koska into the corner. Off the board, Trouba with a shot. Saved by Lundqvist with a big Lowry on the screen. Zuccarello with Nash. Nash moves in. Save Pavlik. Perreault knocked down by Brassard. Blocked in front by Stewart. And brought out by Perreault with 20 seconds to go in regulation time. Around the boards. Deflects down. Nice heads-up play by Girardi. Scheifele poked it away. Batted out of the zone. Back for the puck, Stewart. Kreider chasing him. Final seconds. Kreider with a takeaway. Then he's pinned to the boards. And this one going to overtime. Each team with a hard-earned, well-deserved point.
It's been a fantastic game. It really has. The effort by these two teams. The Rangers, of course, shorthanded, back on defense. The goaltenders, just fabulous. In particular, Pavlik.
36 shots for the Rangers, 22 for the Jets. No scoring in the game. And the Jets and Rangers are going to overtime at the Garden. Thanks very much, Al. We look forward to Hockey Night Live. A lot of good comments there. And Mike Bossy likes the Rangers tonight. I like that.
Yeah. Lots to talk about, isn't there?
Coming
All
up,
kinds of things to talk about when they get it.
overtime presented by New York Life as they have the dry scrape of the ice with the Zambonis. The entire ice is scraped, and then they will play right through if a shootout is needed. We go down between the benches. John, what's going on down there?
Well, not much talk between the Rangers and their coaches, but Alain Vigneault, mostly through the third period, was reminding his team, move your feet. And that's probably a sign of fatigue, and that tends to happen, that guys will stand still. So a lot of move your feet comments. He repeated them again, and then he just went up and down the bench clapping and basically said, let's go get the second, meaning the second point of this one. Remember, guys, not only 4-on-4, but long changes on each side, something else to take into consideration.
Right, right. Good reminder there, John. Thanks very much. For the Rangers, it's their third overtime game of the season. They're 2-0. One win in the game decided in regulation time. One win in the shootout. Look at the ice time of the Rangers defenseman, Dan Girardi, over 32 minutes.
What a job they've done. It really is just a spectacular effort by that four. Hunwick, Koska having to step in and play really important minutes. And you know what? They've done a really nice job. Really good.
We welcome those of you who are watching on MSG Plus who watch the Devils defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-2. Sam Rosen, Joe Micheletti, John Giannone here at Madison Square Garden. We've just started overtime. Rangers and Winnipeg Jets scoreless game. Shot by Andrew Ladd, saved by Lundqvist.
Now you got to watch Bufflin, who is a forward back playing defense on this 4-on-4 in overtime.
Rangers with Stahl and Koska. Zuccarello and Brassard. Here's Bufflin in deep. Little with a back pass to Andrew Ladd. Ladd drops it off to Bufflin. Stahl is with him. It's almost as if Stahl is shadowing Bufflin. Here's Little. And it's tipped away. Nice play by Zuccarello. Little back for it. Zuccarello hustling down. Gets a good piece of Little. Good hit by Zuccarello. Fans respond to that. Nice takeaway in center by Nash. Nash moves in with St. Louis. Nash checked there by Enstrom. And lost it to Wheeler. Wheeler gets it back from Little. Wheeler moves in against Girardi. Now Bufflin to the net, and it's knocked away. Good save by Lundqvist. Set up for Scheifele in front, deflects into the crease, and Lundqvist covers up. A minute 18 gone by in overtime. Bufflin had a good chance.
He was out there for that entire 1 minute and 18 seconds and still had some energy at the end. Wheeler just throws it to him off a skate, gets through two Rangers, and forces Lundqvist to make a save. Watch a bouncing puck, and Bufflin does a nice job with his skate, kicking it up ahead through everyone and forces Lundqvist to make a right pad save.
Jets have two shots here in the overtime. Rangers have none. Rangers 36 for the game. Zach Bogosian didn't have a shooting lane. Scheifele. Stahl takes it away and gets it to Hagelin. Back to Stahl. Stahl sends it in and chases Dominic Moore after. Trudeau's there for Winnipeg. He's played a terrific game on defense for the Jets. Winnipeg Jets 2-0-1 in their last 3 around the net is Wheeler. Pass in front was deflected. Taken away by Scheifele. Scheifele with a back pass. Shot by Bogosian, deflects into the corner. That was Trouba, the defenseman, with a deflection up high. Dominic Moore takes over.
Oh, good play defensively by Stahl with the stick. That puck was going to Scheifele, and Stahl just spun and deflected it away from him.
2:15 gone by in the overtime. Winnipeg, their 3rd overtime game this season. They're 1-1. They've lost in a shootout at New Jersey earlier this week. And they won the game on a goal by Brian Little against Colorado. There's a lead pass broken up by Frolik. Nice play at the red line. Then it's taken away by Stempniak. He leads Kreider. He hit the outside of the net. Enstrom plays it back. There was the Rangers' big chance. Byfuglien with 2:10 to go in the overtime. Byfuglien goes deep. Hunwick is there. Byfuglien left the puck behind. Evander Kane playing it. Taken away by Girardi. Dan Girardi has played a tremendous game. Long lead. St-Louis. He shoots, saved by Pavlik. There was a huge chance.
What a pass from Nash.
Brian Little the other way. Ladd drops it back. Shot by Bogosian. Saved. Juggled. It still is. Shot wide by Ladd, who was falling down. Nash trying to carry out of the zone. A minute 35 to go in the overtime. Nash against Trouba. And Trouba able to knock it away and out to center. Picked up there by Kevin Hayes. Stahl fights his way into the zone. Battles deep. Trouba checking him there. Stahl sends it deep for Zuccarello. Bogosian and Zuccarello go for it. It's deflected out of play. 1:07 to go in the overtime.
Well, Dustin Byfuglien is so dangerous offensively, but at times you can catch him because he is so aggressive. Meanwhile, here's Kreider with Byfuglien caught in the neutral zone, and that shot just goes off the outside of the net. And then Nash with the beautiful pass. Byfuglien caught again up, and this time Pavlik with the right arm makes the save on St. Louis.
Played back by Zuccarello. Lundqvist lets Girardi play. He reverses to Zuccarello under a minute to go. In the 5-minute overtime. Batted down by Scheifele. Good play. Scheifele checked there by Brassard. Back to Byfuglien. Now to Scheifele. And the shot deflected up into the netting and play stops. 43.4 remaining in the overtime. Wow. This has been some tough game. The Rangers playing down 2 defensemen from the first period on.
Now, Sam, it's proof that you don't have to have high-scoring games for these to be exciting. This was a tremendous hockey game. It really was good. A little bit of everything. The goaltending, outstanding on both sides. The efforts, the hits, you name it. Throwing a few mistakes and really was entertaining.
So loosen the circle. Wheeler, checked by Stahl. Nice play by Stahl.
Stahl and Girardi out for this final 30 seconds.
Dominic Moore dumps it in. Enstrom, Moore on him. Taken away. Hagelin moves out and shoots wide. And all the way out of the zone. Stahl gets to it. 12 seconds to go in the overtime. Giovanni reverses to Stahl. In on him, Frolik. Hagelin out of the zone. Dominic Moore stopped by Evander Kane, and it's shootout time. Rangers and Winnipeg Jets have played 65 minutes, and there's still no score. We are back for the shootout presented by New York Life. Each goaltender who worked for it, worked very hard, gets a shutout in this game. Henrik Lundqvist, 2nd of the season, 52nd of his career. All right, Rangers will shoot first. Matt Zuccarello gets the first chance. Getting the signal, it's Zuccarello on Andre Pavlik. Moving in slowly. Slows down and scores.
Wow. Wow. What a move. Could you go any slower without stopping? And then how about the quickness of the hands?
Joey did this
Wow.
Lundqvist in practice the other day.
Oh, man, what a move. So patient to give the Rangers the lead in the shootout.
The first goal of the game. Here's Blake Wheeler for Winnipeg with speed. Scores. And the shootout is tied.
That's the complete opposite end of the spectrum. All kinds of speed, and then just fires it right through Lundqvist.
Up for the Rangers, Rick Nash.
Number 61, Rick Nash.
Second round of the shootout. Nash moves in on Pavlik. Nash, saved by Pavlik.
Nash got Pavlik to go down, but as he tries to shoot it up and over the glove, it looked like he just caught his arm. There it is, just off the left arm. Couldn't get it up quite high enough to get over that arm, and now Andrew Ladd gets a chance.
The captain of the Winnipeg Jets moves in on Henrik Lundqvist. Ladd, saved by Lundqvist.
Ladd comes across, fakes like he's going to pull it, and then goes to the other side. And Lundqvist just off the number on the right arm.
There's an interesting choice for Coach Alain Vigneault, Dominic Moore, who's had good numbers through his career in the shootout. Moore moves in on Pavlik, goes wide, cuts in, saved by Pavlik.
Pavlik just wouldn't bite for the fake.
And now the Winnipeg Jets. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, here it is. He fakes once, and then Pavlik just stayed with him and stayed in good position.
Winnipeg Jets with a chance to win. Brian Little.
He can shoot it. He's got a real good pair of hands and a quick wrist shot.
Little against Lundqvist. Little moves in. Save Lundqvist.
There's those hands and a quick release, and Lundqvist out-quicked him. Little move, and then bang, quick release, and there's Lundqvist with the left leg.
Now to round 4, and Marty St. Louis for the Rangers. St. Louis moves in, saved by Pavlik. Looked like he wanted to throw a changeup at him.
Yet Pavlik was patient. He did a lot of work in the offseason with Wade Flaherty, the goaltending coach. Lots of work, more than normal, to prepare himself for this season. He's been off to a good start, as we've seen here tonight.
And now Evander Kane with a chance to win it for the Winnipeg Jets. And he circles and comes in on Lundqvist and scores. And the Winnipeg Jets defeat the Rangers in a shootout 1-0.
Sorely missed was Evander Kane. Such a talented player. And again, Evander Kane hurt in the first game. This is only his second full game. He came back against New Jersey a couple of nights ago. And then the wrist shot right over the shoulder of Lundqvist. Head up all the way. Lundqvist was patient, only gets a piece of it off the jersey and into the net. And the Jets 3-0-1 now in their last 4 games.
And a good win for the Jets on the road as they go 2-0-1 in the metropolitan area. We'll be back here at the Garden in just a moment.